waiting for YouTube to confirm it's working.
Ta-da!
Yep, there we go.
I see it. I see it.
What better way to start a stream than with the Super Mario intro? Super Mario Galaxy, may I add. Right, good evening folks. Welcome to another live stream with myself and special guest Arexcel.
Hi everyone.
Right, cool. So we are live and it is 10:15 at night here in the UK. And we're just going to enable my screen now and see what we're doing. Right, let me just check the volume levels here, make sure everything looks okay. That's still a bit loud, turn that down. There we go. Right, so we have somebody already on the chat, Mr. Anonymous, the nostalgia, yep. What a way to start a stream. YouTube's going to be all over me like a rash, but I'm not monetized, so I don't care. Let's have a bit of Super Mario Galaxy. Right. Okay, so what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about a few things. I'm going to talk about the Ego plugin. A chap was actually on the channel and he dropped me some information about the Ego plugin. So you can see my screen just now, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be a demo of that. Or what I'll do is we'll quickly go over some of the topics. That's one of the things we're going to touch on is the Ego plugin. I'll give you a wee kind of status update of where I am in the game, and then Arexcel is going to give you some information about doing a few different things, fleet builds, etc. I don't know if there's anything you want to just add in just now before we start?
No, I think that's it. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Right, so what I'm doing is I've decided to start putting a bit of a strategy together with my mining. I've been just upgrading things ad hoc, you know, whenever stuff's available doing it. What I've done is I've changed my strategy now and I'm just trying to get everything streamlined, all the exact same, and then just work from planet to planet. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, just getting them all upgraded. So the next one on the list I think is my deuterium. As I said in my last video, I've kind of starved myself of deuterium just before I got that Death Star, and things were starting to get a bit manic and I was totally running out. So what I am doing now is just getting these all streamlined. 28, 20, what was it? It is 28, 25, 20 I'm going for, although this one's where all the stuff goes, so it's got a bit more. So let's give you an example of that Ego plugin. It was a chap, Stephen, that was on the channel. He dropped a comment about one of the videos I did a few days ago, and he's telling me that because I was using the Ego plugin a bit differently. Being honest, hands up, don't really know exactly what I was doing with it, and he dropped the gist of what you actually need to do with it, and I tested it a few times, and it's bloody amazing. You guys are probably going to all laugh at me, but myself and Arexcel, I'm correct in saying this, Arexcel doesn't know how to use it as well, and I think it's something that's going to make things a lot easier. Because I was just saying to Arexcel off air before we came live, is that whenever I'm doing any upgrades, I use an Excel spreadsheet, and it was actually putting me off doing some of it because you need to have time to concentrate and do the upgrades. Whereas with this, you just pump it in, and all you've got to do is click next. It populates how many cargoes you need, and then you click next again, or it populates the amount of res you need, and that's it. That's all you do. So you're basically just clicking next, and finish. Don't believe me? Just watch. So I click on the deuterium synthesizer here. I'm saying, right, I want to upgrade that to the next level. So this sweet eye here, I just click on that, and you'll see it populates it to the left-hand side panel here. That tells us what we need. In fact, that's a bad example, Brian. What the hell? That one's already got the res there. Yeah, it's a Friday night and I'm tired, that's my excuse. So we've got one here then. This one wants to go up to level 19. Well, firstly, we've got the power for it, yeah. So let's delete that off of our queue there and we'll click up the eye on this one. So you can see here, this is the res that we need to upgrade that. So normally what I would have had to done if I wasn't using the Ego plugin, as I said, here's what I've got in the bank, here's what I need, and then I would have subtracted the both of them and then went away to a planet to find it. What I could do with this, it's just so much easier, is just go to my planet where I know the stuff's sitting, and you'll see there's a transport button here. Click on that. You can see the amount of cargoes I need is already pre-populated. I click next. It tells it's already populated the planet it needs to go to, and then it's already populated the res. I click send fleet and that's it. I go and put my feet up, I shut Excel and a little bit of dust start to gather on it, so might be changing your name back to Arexcel. So there you go, that's a wee example of that plugin. What I'm going to do for our next video is I'm going to test it a bit more extensively, as I have been made aware that it can handle multiple transfers, which is what my Excel spreadsheet was predominantly for. I would do an upgrade, but I would split the res between all the planets, and I would just keep adding each, the next planet in the list to the Excel spreadsheet until the res was fulfilled, and then that's it. But it's a bit laborious, a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. So the credit for that goes to Mr. Steven, which I will put on the screen just now. That was his comment there. Feel free to screenshot it or whatever you need to do. But thanks, Steven. The information you provided has actually been valuable. So thanks for that. Now, I don't know if Arexcel would like to take over and give you a wee sort of overview of what he's wanting to talk about. Are you ready for that? Yep, clear the tubes.
Well, it's just more of a general thing, to be honest, really, because it's not something I've looked into a lot myself, but I think it's important to consider for the future.
Yeah. Well, there we go. I've just had a comment in from Anonymous there saying that as someone who didn't know about the plugins, this is quite game changing. So that's good to know that the information we're putting on here is going to affect the way that they play the game as well. To be fair, it is totally game changing because, as I say, it was making me a bit lazy with the game. One of the guys that's in our alliance, he's right down the bottom just now, he was slagging me off on Discord saying that it was only like 30,000 points away and he was going to catch me in a day or two. With this plugin enabled, I'll be waving bye-bye to him because I'll be honest, I was getting put off doing a lot of the upgrades because of the the work that you had to do to calculate it all out. But this thing here is just mind-blowing. I mean, it's you don't even really need to do anything. Like I said, the only bit of complexity that comes into it is when you don't have enough res on that planet to fulfill the requirements, because what happens then is you go to another planet to get more res from it, and there would be that same transfer button, but I don't know how it calculates what's still required. I mean, I've been told that it does do it, but it's not really worked out for me. I've been letting it do its thing and then recalculating it, and it's miles off. So I don't know. It's probably me doing something wrong. In fact, got to be me. It's not as if it's going to be their code. I'm sure it was all validated before it was allowed to be used. But I think that's been worthwhile sharing that with you guys anyway. As for my game, still on 8 planets. I'm going to be honest, I haven't been playing it as much as I have been, but I'm now in a much more comfy position where I can relax a bit. Getting the Graviton in the previous video, getting that 5th Death Star down, it's been worthwhile. And just well remember actually, I went and we were talking about the points difference in Discord. I went and sneakily built another 1,000 light fighters just to boost the points a wee bit there, so I better get them up to the moon because they will disappear overnight.
You cheeky devil.
Yep, there we go, let's put them up there. And let's go. So I think I'm going to leave this res sitting. I mean, it's getting a bit ridiculous now. I'm swamped in metal. I've got 60 million metal there, and that's a lot to me. I know Arexcel's in the background going because he's running about with billions, but that's right, isn't it? You've got, was it hundreds of millions or is it billions?
It's always hundreds of millions, but yeah, it does easily turn into billions very quickly. So
Scary.
yeah, it's all relative though, really, Hans. So you just got to.
Yeah, cool. So this is going to be a long. I mean, let me just. I was going to look at the login page. This game has been so this server's been ongoing for over 2,000 days, so it's well established, and it's I don't have any dreams of getting up to the high spots. I mean, how long have you been playing this game for, Arexcel?
I've been playing about 6-7 years now.
Wow,
across
just on
different
this server.
servers.
How long on this server?
Oh well, this server it's about just coming up to 6 years next month.
6 years. Okay, wow, that's so. I mean, I've been playing for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, possibly a month. I think if that. But the speed. I mean, I never thought I would play in a speed server, and this one has been really good fun so far. And I'm just getting to the point now. I'm going to spend, I think, another week or two on the mines, getting them to a certain level where they can support building a fleet, and then at that point, I think I'll definitely be getting into fleeting. But the thing that I keep banging my head against the wall is this whole fleet retreat thing. I know that we did a bit of there was some posts that you shared with me, Arexcel, and I did look into them, but I'm afraid my head still just goes, does not compute. Does not.
Hang on, let me bring that up again. 1 second. So I think that's probably going to be the easiest way.
Yeah.
But a key thing I was going to say, regards, because we were going to talk about a bit about fleet builds and that. For the way I've always understood it, you build your fleet evenly in like a certain configuration you're happy with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, with my fleet, I just, it's totally random. I just build whatever I take the fancy for, which is crazy, I know, but I know there has to be strategies behind it. You know, because if you're going to be a fleet against fleet, you want things like your battle cruisers and light fighters, presumably. Is that right?
Well, it varies, because what you've got to take into consideration is you build your fleet in a certain way, but you use it uniquely. You have to tailor it to the situation you're in. So you sim the target you've got against different combinations, and you see what the difference is. And then you work out what's going to be the most acceptable losses for the actual gain that you make, because you might find that depending on what you're up against, if it's a lot of Death Stars, for instance, then you'd choose destroyers over battle cruisers.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Okay. It's good to know that there is obviously there has to be a strategy out there. It's almost like the shipyard. You look at the entry level ships; they're almost kind of matched up to the defences as well, aren't they? Because you've got the plasma.
Yeah, there is some of that as well. A lot of it comes down to it's obviously there's a lot of random number generation in terms of like what actually happens in a fight. And this is also affected by rapid fire, and to a certain extent your combat text, so your weapons, shields, and your armor.
Yeah. Okay.
So there'll be a certain algorithm built into the game itself that will look at every fight. So when you go to attack, it will dictate what the result will be with a certain amount of randomness.
Oh, excuse me a second. Yeah, I mean, I remember oGame's been through quite a few different changes. I mean, because prior to playing on Spica, I was using the old Sim website, and it wasn't using the API key. It was literally just you did an espionage report, and you just dragged the whole script and then pasted the whole script into the Sim, and then that's how it got its figures. And then when it changed to this new, I don't know if you can still. Well, I think I tried to use that one, and it doesn't work anymore, does it?
What doesn't work anymore? Sorry.
Remember the what's it called?
You mean web sim, speed sim?
Yeah, it's one of them. It doesn't use the API key. You used to just you selected all the text in your espionage report, and then you just pasted it into the.
Yeah,
Sim.
that is the one. Yeah, websim.net or something like that, I believe.
Does it still work,
it should actually. Yeah, but it's just not. It's not always as reliable or trustworthy for the results because of how things have changed. But it's still useful.
Because I remember having big problems with it when I tried to stick that.
On your AGO, actually, you've got that Tools tab, and that's got a lot of them listed there.
Yeah.
You can actually look at the links, and people can use those to get the information they need and to work out what's going to be most effective.
It there, yep. Yeah, that was it there. I mean, I remember there was problems with it. I mean, I used to have a login for it as well, but
yeah, that's the one. That is the one. So it's where you copy your espionage report in the bottom there, and it adds all the information in. So yeah, it's still relevant. It's just not as good as it used to be.
Look, well, there you go. And all these tools here are all, a lot of them are extremely valuable. Including the one that Arexcel gave me last time for doing the actual build for the Graviton tech.
Graviton. Yeah.
That was good fun. It was, it was so much easier in this universe. Because I remember doing that. I think it was Taurus I did it in, and it was like you had to go away and leave it. And just there's nothing else to it. But you kind of sit and watch it building all these sats because it took. I think it was actually like days. It was so long.
Oh God!
Everything was so long in that unit to do anything.
This is why I see, especially with speed servers, you have to make sure you build everything up in preparation in advance before you go for it.
Yeah, well, what I've been doing as well. Sometimes my fleet will come back, and then I'll go to make a cup of tea or something, and just bearing in mind all our previous conversations, what I'll do is I'll just fleet save from one moon to the next. I mean, these are in the same galaxy, but I'll just fleet save from one moon to the next. It only takes about 15 minutes here with a Death Star, but I'll still just do that rather than leaving them sitting, because I know the way my luck is. I've got an old saying that I've got plenty of luck, but it's just all bad, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Whack, 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 whack.
Sure, it's not that bad.
Well, I did a video on Fortnite today. Everybody had been saying, go and play Fortnite, go and play Fortnite. I'm not actually kidding. If you watch the video, when my feet touch the ground, I stay alive for 12 seconds exactly.
Oh, wow.
I get sniped within 12 seconds. I'm surprised.
Let me get my little mini violin.
I'm surprised this big logo didn't come up on the screen saying noob. But you've got to remember, a lot of teenage kids and preteen kids are going on playing this game, and I was trying to imagine. You imagine you're saying to your mom, I want to play Fortnite, and she spent a fortune getting you this computer and to play it and all this stuff, and you go and load it up, and then you go in, and then your feet hit the ground for 12 seconds and you die. You're going to fucking smash the thing up. 12 seconds, I'm dead.
Rage face.
That's what my son said to me. I was telling him about it. He's like, "You're raging, Dad." I was like, "I'm not raging. I'm just not very good at the game." Yeah, you're rage quitting, Dad. I'm not bloody raging. I mean, I'm not raging, Brian. Oh, you dick, man. So there we go. Oh, I think I broke Arexcel again. Oh, madness. So yeah, he's trying to say that I'm a rage gamer, and I'm not. I'm totally not. Fuckers.
You know I'm only teasing, honey.
It's allowed. It is allowed. Just this once.
You know, it's a woman's prerogative.
It sure is. Right. So what else can we discuss today? Because let's see where we're up to. We're up to 16 minutes already.
Wow.
Christ, I think I said to somebody I could talk for Scotland. I think I'm actually telling the truth here.
Yeah. Well, let's cover this this tactical retreat thing that you've a bit mixed up with.
Have you got a link handy?
If you put in your search box for our Discord private chat and put in the top messages, yeah, I think so, that will take you to the little paragraph about the tactical retreat.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. No results. Or private chat.
Your private chat, yeah. Private chat between us two. That's it, hon.
Right, let's go. Yeah, I was thinking that a good one. Yeah, I think so. Jump. Right. And I'm just looking for a link.
Is there a way we can share that to the stream screen?
I'm just trying to find the link first, but it's come up with a few of them.
It's from the 2nd of November, sweetheart.
Yeah, I've got 3 there. 3 there that are all from that. I don't know if you've found it, if you could paste it into the comments box, but I'm certainly not having much luck here.
I don't know if it's going to fit. It's quite a big wall of text. That's the problem.
Yeah. Is it just? It's not a link, is it? It's just actually talking.
It's just
about
text.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You can't send an overwhelming force. I'll check the
That's the
ratios
one.
quick.
Yeah.
From a ratio of 5-to-1 of fleets and combats on the fleet is able to escape. Okay, that's that's talking about the fleet escape and how much deuterium it uses and all the different things.
So in a nutshell, basically, if your attacking force is over 5 times the size of the force that you're attacking,
yep,
then they have a chance to actually fleet escape because your fleet is too big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's calculated not just because of the number of ships, it's the type of ships as well, isn't it?
No, it's purely down to the number of ships, not the type of ships. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good to know as well, because I thought that's what I was doing wrong. It was I had to use a particular mix of ships, but
yeah,
you'd only do that.
Interesting point. If the person you're attacking has an active admiral officer, that gets brought down to 3-to-1. So even if your fleet is 3 times bigger, the defender's fleet will still escape.
That's for all these dark matter munchers. If they've got all these guys, all these officers purchased, then they get these advanced options. To be honest with you, I've survived perfectly well without them, and I think, see, in the very beginning when you get them, I actually found them quite annoying, because you get all these different boosts, which you think, yeah, that's great, But as soon as they take them off you, it's like you're in the negative for your power on different things. So I found that a wee bit annoying. But here we are. This is, like I say, it's at least a month I've been playing this game. I'm sure it is. It's got to be. I'll need to check when I did the first video. But it's a month I've been playing this game. We've got 8 planets. The planets are all getting well developed. And then I think we will look for planet number 9 soon. How many planets you got?
Pardon?
How many planets have you got? Are you up to, is it 13?
No, I have 14, hun.
14? Jesus.
14, yeah. But then that's because I've been playing nearly 6 years. I've had the time and everything to get everything organised and develop my mind and everything. So it's natural progression.
Just a question that came in my head there. Is there anything within the EULA of oGame about them terminating servers? I mean, could they just suddenly turn around and say, right, we're not making enough profit or something, and just shut down a particular server? Or is there a lifespan for servers, or do they just wait till they've got too many and then just do what they're doing just now, merging?
I think it's more the latter, really. They wait to the servers get to a certain amount of population reduction, and obviously having so few active players that they then have to bring them together to increase the saturation of active players.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think it's more of like a timescale thing. Servers don't necessarily get shut down, although there was a thing that I heard about. I think it was somewhere on like the Origin forum. They were trialing bringing oGame to places like Lithuania and such, but they didn't get enough actual interest and player base developed, so they actually shut those servers down permanently.
Yeah, I think there's
that sort of thing is quite rare to happen. You won't see that in like EN or .us because there's just too many people.
I think there's a lot of places where PayPal and sites stuff like that don't have any saturation as well. I mean, I've got a few colleagues that stay in Russia, in places in Russia, and PayPal just won't touch them. So these kind of games, obviously, you know what, they are a business under the hood. So the first concern is making money, and if they can't bring the money in, then they're not obviously going to want to put the resources into making these games available to those places. Right now, just a wee change of subject there. That transport has landed, and you can now see it's exactly the right amount of resources for me to do that next upgrade. So I'm going to quickly, just while we're here, that's exactly where I wanted to be. 28, 25, 20 now. 28. That one's actually a bit more. I'm trying to get it up to 20. Try to get all the mines streamlined through all the planets, and then I can just do one at a time, just go through them all and just get them all. What do you think would be the kind of level I'd be expecting to get my mines up to at this point, realistically, if I'm looking to start building fleet?
I would say get them up to around 35 on your metal, 30 on your crystal, and 32 on your deuterium, because you need to be able to make sure that you're covered for your fuel costs, and obviously burning a lot of loot through either failed attacks or attacks where you launch and you have to send extra ships or extra recyclers. So you'll see, your dupe consumption is going to go up massively. Yeah.
The cost of the dupe mines at that level must be massive as well. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt again. I've got another question from somebody here. Ask how many of Arexcel's moons got destroyed. Is that something you could give an answer to? Would you know that off the top of your head?
I haven't actually had my moons popped.
Have you not?
Touch wood, because I've been very kind to people and I don't generally piss people off. So,
is there an actual? This is going to sound stupid now. Is there a proper name for terminating someone's moon?
Oh yes, it's just it's a moon destruction mission.
No, but is there not now what we call Death Stars rips, and they've got all these sort of names for them? Is it just popping moons? Is that the terminology it's used?
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's partly where rips get their name, or rippers actually, because they obviously where they're used to tear apart moons.
Well, you do know that I'm coming in and I'm rewriting a lot of these terms anyway, because obviously the recyclers have been renamed to Hoovers and stuff like that, so I'm going to be coming up with my own terms. It's my job to keep this uni clean. I'm going in with my Hoovers, going through all the carpets and picking up all that DF. Yeah, I tell you, some days it's pretty goddamn good pickings. I just go sniffing about and look for I think it's the minimum I go for is 10k, which is probably pathetic. But when you've got 15 slots or 14 slots, because I'll have one in a fleet save, if you get 14 slots, I'll pull that in. As I say, it's absolute minimum. I'll go for 10k. I know it's probably still a bit daft, but it's better than out getting something than just sitting doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly, and it all helps towards your overall projects. And if you've got the time to do it, then by all means.
Yeah. Right, so that's now 20 to 11, and my kids are still awake. So anyone get any more questions to ask? We've now got 4 people online. This is the time to ask. So if you want anything to, we'll start again. If you have any questions to ask, anything you'd like to know about the game, now's the time to fire away. Because we're now we've covered all the topics we want to discuss, and we're looking to close the doors.
I was just going to make an important point, Brian. Coming back to the tactical retreat, that function only works up until the end of new protection. So after 500,000 points, your fleet will no longer escape.
How do you mean escape? Automatically? With the 5 to 1?
As in the feature is only for when you're in newbie protection.
Right.
And below 500,000 points.
Okay. So,
important to consider as well with that. In that fleet, there are certain units that won't escape, that are not included in the fleet escape, and that includes Death Stars, espionage probes, and solar satellites.
Yeah, good. That's a good.
So even if the rest of the fleet escapes and your fleet is still inbound, you'll still kill those remaining ships and installations.
And it's worth noting. I mean, how do you know that these people are within those limits? The people
you won't until you attack them. Okay. When you attack them, it will tell you what the fleet escape ratio was in the actual combat report.
I thought it was if they showed up as white on the map, that meant that they were a weaker opponent. So that's when the fleet would escape. And if they were yellow, they are considered an honourable opponent, and that means the fleet would always, never escape. Is that right?
Actually, if it's honourable, I think they actually have higher chance of escaping.
All right.
But if the actual person you're attacking is dishonourable, I believe their fleet escape is either disabled or it's much greatly reduced, so you've much more chance of catching them.
Joe, we're talking about debris fields. I've just literally went a few galaxies, 140k and 46k, and I'm sitting here. I've got no hoovers on this side of the galaxy. I was so tempted just to use the jump gate, but I've not got a jump gate. It's still building. I think I've got one left to do. Let me think. I've got one. One's building.
You should build more recyclers. Hoover it now.
Yeah, 140k.
The other key thing is the escape function can be disabled to receive moonshots. I'm not quite sure how it works, but apparently it is possible.
Okay. Right, I think we've just got another question here. If your fleet escapes and you have a Death Star on your fleet, will the battle be your Death Star versus the entire enemy fleet?
Yes.
Because
if it's only the Death Star that's been left behind, then yes, that will face the oncoming fleet if it's not recalled.
Yeah, and then your defences just take it in the face.
Basically, yeah.
Right, so I'm just looking at one of my moons here. It's 19 of 22. I've got stuff here I can build. I'm going to actually go back to your doofer here.
Also, another important point to bear in mind with fleet escape, it only protects the fleet. So if there's any resources on the planet, they don't automatically get taken with the fleet escape.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so getting some good questions coming in here. But I think we are just about at the end of the stream here. Plus,
no worry.
Kiddie Winkles to put to bed, but it's been good to do this. To let you know that we are still doing this game, and we're still going to be documenting as much of it as we can. See the next person. See if I see somebody walking down the street, because I'm a bit of a geek, as you can probably tell. I've got an oGame hoodie, and I've got the oGame t-shirt and all that kind of stuff. And somebody stopped me in the street once and says, "Oh, you play oGame?" But I was just thinking, see if somebody came up to me and says, "Why do you play oGame? It's just a text-based browser game." I think I would probably hit them, because we're having conversations about this kind of crap. I'm like, text-based game? What? But it just shows you. I mean, to me, I used to be I used to do a bit of web development as part of my job, and I think the stuff they can do in this game, considering it's a website, essentially, is just mind blowing. I think even now, I mean, this software is pretty goddamn old as well. But see, just being able to get these images fitted into these small regions, and you know, it's mind blowing to me. That'd be so hard to do that, to code all that. And then you've got these guys that wrote the Ego plugin, which actually sits on top of the game and then makes the game look stupid. It's mind blowing. It really is. What you can do nowadays. Anything you could think of, you can pretty much design it and make it go on your screen. It really is scary.
I know, it's really amazing at what's possible these days.
Yeah, my dad's one of these kind of people. He'll about 10 years ago, I said to him, "I'm going to get you a computer for the living room. We'll get you a big telly, and you can just sit in your chair and watch it." "No, I don't want a bloody computer, I don't want internet." So you know he's totally dependent on it, and he's always watching conspiracies and all these different kind of things. And he'll come to me and be saying, "Oh, I seen this UFO and it was on YouTube, so that means it's got to be real." And it's like, I'm showing him all these guys that, you know, I don't know if you've seen the videos of the Americans that work in the special effects labs, and they make themselves disappear and all this kind of thing, and we'll show my dad that. It looks so goddamn realistic. You can literally do anything you can put your mind to. Even oGame can be on your screen.
Wow.
Right, so I think we're going to call it a day here, guys. Anything else you'd like to add? Arexcel? No, is that you done? Right, what we'll probably do...
Pleasure, honey.
If you don't hear from us, it'll probably be next Friday. I've got no problems doing a stream on a Friday. The only thing is, I tend to be a little bit inebriated with the old alcohol. But I'm sober this Friday, as I have a wee night out tomorrow. I'm going up to Aberdeen to see one of my old bands, TTF, The Time Frequency. Don't know if any of you guys have heard of them as well. But that's where I'll be going tomorrow. I'm probably going to be worse for wear, but I'm looking forward to it, because being a single parent, you don't get too much in the way of nights out and stuff. So yep, going to rock it tomorrow. Right, anyway, from myself and Arexcel, I'm going to say bye, and we will see you guys in the next stream. Oh, wait a minute. Stephen's just came on. Stephen, you missed your mention, Stephen. We actually talked about one of your comments, and you have a mention in the video. You stay in Peterhead. Funnily enough, one of the girls that I'm actually going to be meeting up with is from Peterhead, or Peterhead as well. And I love the accent from Peterhead. Or Peterhead. It's got to be Peterhead, the Scottish pronunciation. I do. It's like an Inverness accent. I don't know if you've ever heard that accent before, but I love it. I love that accent from that neck of the woods. Anyway, we're going to finish up. Unfortunately, Stephen, you've just come in at the end of the stream, but if you do have any questions, we'll hang around for a minute or two. Was there anything you want to ask?
Yeah, more than happy to.
Yep. Let me see, can I do any more upgrades here? Have I got enough on this? Oh, I live in south of Edinburgh. Oh, so all the Scottish boys in the house tonight. There we go. Whereabouts you from, Arexcel? Whereabouts you from again, Arexcel?
I'm from the south. I'm down near London.
Near London? Yeah. Cool.
It's still in the same neck of the woods.
Excellent. Cool. I've been down to London a few times myself. Business trips. I've been to Manchester, Newcastle, Carlisle, good few different places. I drove down to London a few times, and it's not particularly fun. But unfortunately, I had loads of stuff in the back of a van which they delivered. So, yep, not fun. I think it's like a 9-hour drive or something like that. Right, got a couple of questions here. Or sorry, comments.
Okay. Yeah.
Nah, he's letting me off with the questions, so we're good to go. Right, aww. So I can hear one of the kids trying to come in the room. So, yep, I'm going to call it a day for the stream. Right, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you've got any comments, just feel free to drop them in the box, and we'll get back to you. Feel free to drop us a like as well, and subscribe to the channel, and that'll keep you up to date when we're doing a video, or when the next video's going to come out.
And click the bell. Don't forget to click the bell.
I was leaving that for you. Yep, click that bell. Click the bell. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I will see you all in the next video. Cheers, guys.
Be
awesome.
Bye.